there is an ancient legend of a place known as the City of the Dead. They came to uncover its secrets. They sought to unlock its treasure.
You must not read from the book!
You have unleashed a creature that we have feared for more than 3,000 years.
We are in serious trouble.
The Mummy. The day is coming. The earth will tremble. The dead will rise. The most terrifying power on earth is about to be reborn. The Mummy returns. 2,000 years ago, China's Dragon Emperor conquered half the world. Now, he is returning to finish the job.
Here we go again.
Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. A tyrant who enslaved a nation. A warrior who would become their only hope. The Scorpion King.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Geeking Poetic Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Larry Roberts. Across the table with all the Egyptian paraphernalia strewn about it is the other host known as
Vito Marchese or Vitotep.
Vitotep. You don't mess with Vitotep.
You do not.
Prince Vitotep.
And then one hell of a mummy right here in the middle. Got all the mummy in the middle. So we've got what's her name?
Yeah, how do we say that?
Anck-su-namun? What were you talking?
Anck-su-namun. Yeah. Otherwise known as
Megan.
What's your last name?
Guess.
No, I'm not gonna guess.
Well, you're gonna have to. I don't know what to tell you.
Her name's Megan Guess. That's her real name too.
Seriously, it is.
Yeah. And we are not going to do a usual like podcast thing or top 5 kind of thing here. This month we're doing one of our little movie retrospective kind of things, kind of like we did with Independence Day and Predator and everything, where we're going to talk about. We all collectively like this, but it was mostly Megan's idea.
It was my idea. I love this movie.
Yeah,
The first one, anyway.
I was going to say movies. You know.
Oh, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. There's going to be some debate on this, but what we are talking about, folks, is none other than La Mumia. And for you English speakers, that is The Mummy. More specifically, we're going to be talking about the Stephen Sommers series. Yeah. Like, I mean, we'll talk a little bit about other mummy stuff, you know, because there's a lot of mummy history.
There is a lot of mummies.
Yeah.
In cinema, especially. In real life, there's tons of mummy history. But that's being saved for a whole other podcast that we're going to do.
We just can't get enough of them.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. When I see a mummy, I go out of my head. I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. Sorry. I got to get one in. You know, I got to get one. A little Depeche Mode in there, all right? So indulge me. But anyway, Megan, what made you decide you wanted to talk about this specifically?
Because I wanted to talk about it for Mother's Day. And I love this movie. And it just so happened to also come out on my birthday. So that's pretty exciting. It's a movie just for me.
Yeah.
I love this movie. I just love it.
What year was it?
1999 when I graduated high school.
Okay.
It was my graduation birthday present.
I would say, I don't know if you want to say when your birthday is, but I mean, people could just look it up on fucking Wikipedia and they'll figure it out. So
yeah, that's true.
So it was May 7th,
1999.
Yeah.
And the second one almost came out on your birthday. It came out May 4th, 2001. So it was a day off. So close.
Yeah, I don't remember if I saw the second one in the theater or not.
I didn't see any of them in the theater. No.
Oh, that's a shame.
I know, it is a shame. If it ever comes back around, my ass will be there.
Yeah. In Dolby.
In Dolby. Oh my God. That would be amazing.
Can you imagine?
That would be cool. I know I saw the first one in the theater. I don't remember if the second one is with Scorpion King and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, at the very end, yeah.
So yeah, I did. I saw both of those in the theater.
Nice.
You missed out.
Yeah, rub it in.
I just did.
Yeah, rub it in a little more.
Well,
Put some salt in there.
they're probably never going to bring it back to theaters. So
Dude,
how's
what
that?
the fuck?
Is that salt in the wound enough for you?
Not cool.
I don't know. That's not true. I mean,
Well, didn't they try to like kind of reboot, or I don't know if it was a continuation, but The Mummy with Tom Cruise.
That was a reboot.
Was it?
that's-
2017 reboot.
Okay, because
Yeah.
essentially I heard he was supposed to be in the original Mummy as
He
the Brendan
was.
Fraser role, right?
He was in the running to be the original Mummy.
There were some weird
Or
ones in
in
there. Leonardo DiCaprio.
He was the closest to coming
yeah.
to it.
that
Yeah.
Yeah,
would have been a very different kind of movie, I think.
yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know. Like the three main ones that I saw was that it was Leo was almost in it, and of course we got Brendan Fraser who was in it, and then there was an early version that was supposed to have Daniel Day-Lewis.
Right.
That was,
that would be weird.
I mean,
Because that was supposed to be in like modern times, wasn't it?
yeah,
That one
that
I
was
can't remember.
that was like a whole. Yeah, that was supposed to be in contemporary times, and it was like a love story and stuff. But it was like, it's just interesting how they came up with this idea of like, let's do a new Mummy movie. They hadn't done anything Mummy at least since like the Hammer horror stuff from like the 70s, 60s, and everything. I know like Christopher Lee was in one of the Mummy movies and stuff, and so that was probably, I don't remember the exact date, but it was like late 60s, early 70s, something like that. But the idea that they came up with, like, let's do a new movie.
59.
It was what?
59.
Oh, it was that early. I thought it was 60s.
Yeah,
for
the
some
one with
reason.
Christopher Lee is 59.
Yeah, because I thought the Hammer stuff was in the 60s and 70s, no?
Well, Hammer started, I think it started in the 50s.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah. But to just go through that many different incarnations before it finally got made. You know what I mean? Like the Daniel Day-Lewis one, from what I read, just was like so completely different from what we ultimately got a few years later.
Yeah, it was like a whole bunch of completely different kinds of scripts. It was like dark and sexual. And then you got this modern day Daniel Lewis one where it's like a
wasn't-
love story.
Like Clyde Barker and like George Romero were attached to one of them.
Really? I didn't
right?
know about that.
Wow.
I didn't catch that. I missed that bit.
Yeah.
And then one of them, like Imhotep's supposed to be woken up by an MRI machine.
I heard about that one.
And they like fall in love with the archaeologist and stuff. And he breezes this like his big like sidekick henchman or whatever. And they raise hell and
Fucking MRI machine, right?
right. I was like, oh come on. I was like, well, I guess
Mummy's like, yeah.
It was the
if
90s.
that's what we would have gotten, we'd feel differently.
We
But
didn't care about science in the 90s.
yeah.
It's just a mummy. He's like laying there and he wakes up. He's just like, whoa, shit, I didn't drink my barium shake. What are you doing the MRI on me already? This isn't going to come out
Not
right.
ready. You're not gonna get good results like that.
Be like, we're sorry, mummy. We're going to have to do a colonoscopy next. The MRI did not work.
With the fucking brain drill through the
Ooh.
nose. Can you imagine that one?
Owie.
No thanks.
Brutal.
Yeah, colonoscopy him with a bunch of them scarabs.
Whoa.
Oofa.
Oof was right, yeah.
But before we get too much into these movies, the Mummy movies. So like, let me ask you guys, like, do you remember when you first saw or knew about like mummies or the Mummy or anything like that? Like, did you guys ever see the older movies, or like were you infatuated with any of that when you were a kid? Vito?
The movies, no, but I can't even talk. Distinctly remember
Okay.
in 3rd or 4th grade, we learned about Egypt and mummies and stuff, and I was fascinated by that stuff. And I think that sparked my love for ancient societies and ancient Egypt, for sure.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, from a very early age, I loved Egypt, ancient Egypt, everything about Egypt. I was all about it. It's like I definitely would want to go there.
Ugh.
I almost
even-
went there.
Yeah,
4 years
even
ago.
with the way it is right now, I know it's not exactly safe, but I would still. It's like on my
Bucket list.
Bucket list. That's I keep saying death list, but bucket
Well,
list. There
if
we
you
go.
go there, it probably would be on your death list.
It'd be worth it. Yeah, I desperately would love to go there and do like an archaeologist thing and like get to be it for a day and do stuff. Oh my god, that would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
I'd be so down for that.
You guys have a lovely trip.
Oh.
Enjoy yourselves. I'll be back here in the good old U.S. of A. Where
So no desire to go to Egypt.
you know what,
If situations were
If it was safer,
right.
we wouldn't have to take out life or kidnapping
Yeah, right.
insurance.
yeah, well, then didn't they have to take out kidnapping insurance on the actors?
They did, and they didn't tell them that until after
Ooh.
filming was done.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
we'll
man.
just kind of keep that little tidbit to ourselves. But they were like protected by the actual military
That don't
the
mean
entire
nothing.
time too.
That don't mean nothing.
So they
over
already
there.
knew it's a treacherous filming situation, and they went back for 2 more films. So come on.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know. You're talking about not only the political issues and unrest and everything, but you're talking about scorpions, spiders, a shit ton of sand, heat, oppressive heat.
Street peddlers who just want to rip you off.
You know,
You can go to Tijuana and get that.
I ain't going to Tijuana either.
Yeah.
No offense to people from Tijuana, but I think they would be like, yeah, you're probably better off not going here.
Well, we'll go and we'll get that special drink that they had to drink every 2 hours. We'll be fine. We'll be nice and hydrated.
They had to drink a special drink.
hmm Yeah,
Oh.
like their scientists or medical team had to come up with a special drink for them to drink to stay hydrated because water wasn't enough to keep them hydrated.
Well, yeah, okay, so all right, so that's adding to the thing. So there are so many things that I heard about in the making of this movie where they had to drink a special drink. They had to take out insurance on them in case they got kidnapped. There was a bunch of people, and speaking of the spiders and the all that crap, the scorpions and all that stuff, that people were getting bit and stung all the time and
Yeah,
having
had
to be
to be airlifted.
airlifted
Yeah,
and
it's-
all that, and although I guess this could have happened anywhere basically, but Brendan Fraser almost died
Mm-hmm.
in the first movie in that scene when he almost
They hung him and
they hang him,
literally
but then
almost did.
they cut him down, but yeah, they almost killed him with that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Unconscious for like 18 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
yeah,
That's
That's some serious shit.
That's borderline like brain damage, I think.
right.
Yeah.
But then again, it's Brendan Fraser.
Well,
So- Could you tell? Sorry, I'm just kidding. I actually really like Brendan
Yeah,
Fraser,
me
man.
too.
I like a lot of his movies. He was one of my favorites in the 90s and stuff.
Encino Man, bro.
Oh hell yeah.
Encino Man.
That's where my first film with him.
Yep,
You
me too.
Loved it.
Yep.
Gosh, what was my
Speaking
first?
of mummies, kind of thing.
Yeah. hmm
What was my first? Yeah, it might have been Encino Man. I thought there was some before that, though. Of course, I loved Airheads,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah. Airheads was fucking awesome.
and I liked that other one with him and when he grows up in the air raid shelter thing, and he doesn't come out until like
Yeah.
the 1990s.
Oh,
That's not.
yeah.
It's not pleasant. Something, is it?
No,
Is that a
I don't-
different movie?
No, that's a different one.
I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
But that's a really good movie.
Yeah.
I only saw it a few times, but it's been years. But anyway, yeah, you guys. So Megan, so you're a Brendan Fraser fan, or are you a Brendan Fraser fan?
I'm both.
Yeah, that's what I had a feeling.
So freaking cute.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I've known so many girls that are crazy about him. It was like,
Oh, George in the Jungle.
yeah, George of the Jungle. That's actually not a bad movie. It's stupid, but it's George of the Jungle. It's supposed
Right.
to be. But anyway, getting back to my initial point is that they had all these horrible things happen. They barely made it through. And these were people on a fucking multi-million-dollar, like $80 million.
$80 million.
Yeah, like a huge, especially for the time.
Oh yeah.
Big money. Multi-million-dollar set of a movie, and they still barely made it. You think my dumbass is gonna go over there on taking the Southwest Airlines version of a flight over there and hooking up with some guy named Mahmood who's gonna show me around and I barely know and trust? Nah.
Well, you don't go there by yourself. You go with a reputable tour guide company that would bring you over there.
Yep.
Okay.
They'll take care of you. It'll be fine.
I almost went with Graham Hancock 4 or 5 years ago, but then that shit went down with the government and shit got really bad and they canceled the trip. so I couldn't go.
Well, there you go. So my problem is, what happens if you go over there and you're there
And you
and
get
shit
trapped
gets
there.
bad?
Yeah. Well, at least you made it to Egypt, man. That's how I see
Yeah,
it.
you make it to Egypt, you die, you're good.
That's one of my bucket list items.
You
so.
get to get buried with the pharaohs and be the
Yes.
new mummy.
There you go.
It's a win-win. I don't see what your problem is
You're going to
here.
resurrect me in 3,000 years.
Right?
Prince Vitotep. Here he comes.
It's going to be real.
Yeah.
F that noise. You guys, like I said, you guys have a lovely time. You have a great trip over there, and I'll be back here holding down the fort. I'll be making all sorts of videos going. Well, they're still not back. I guess I'm going to make another toy review video, and here's a video of me talking about Aerosmith albums and stuff. In the meantime, where in the world is Megan and Vito? It's like, meanwhile, somewhere in Cairo, and it's like they're in like a chain gang, like they're like handcuffed at their wrists and ankles and stuff next to each other out in the sweltering heat. I'm like, this is another fine mess you've gotten me into, Megan. Oh gosh, no, yeah, I have. See,
no, what's going to happen is
No.
we're going to be stuck there and we'll be cursing you because if you had come, none of this would have happened in the first place. So this is your fault.
why would
It just is. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It
No,
just is.
see, okay, here's the problem with that. You can try to no. And here's the thing. I'm going to shoot you down real quick with this, all right? See, Vito and I are both in November's Doom, okay? We're both in that band. The more members of November's Doom you get together,
The higher the risk
But, yeah,
comes.
all right, all right.
It's like-
the worse the luck becomes. So
I follow you.
you stand a better chance just being with only one member of November's Doom. If you have two or more, like, you're really asking for trouble.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. So never mind that. Well, for me, I mean, like, I'm fascinated with Egypt and all that stuff, but it was never one of those things where I was like, gosh, I'd love to go there. It was always just more like, seeing it in movies and books and cartoons and stuff. Like, the closest I ever probably came to that was when I was a kid, and there was like that infamous episode of Johnny Quest when I was a little kid. Do you guys know Johnny Quest?
I know the name, but I haven't watched it.
I remember, and they always would show it in the intro, this mummy, and the animation for Johnny Quest is awesome. And it like seeing that and growing up watching like Creature Feature and the Saturday afternoon matinee movie, and they would show the old Karloff mummy movies and all that stuff. Like, and then of course, because every episode comes back to this, I had a Mego mummy figure, and it glowed in the dark.
Really?
Nice.
Which was it was actually really cool. I should have brought it. I don't know.
You should have brought it. What were you thinking?
It's buried somewhere. No pun intended. But seriously, so it was like I was always into it. I guess my point is that I was always more infatuated with Egypt and stuff from the more fantastical view, from like horror movies, cartoons, comics, reading about it, not so much like you guys where you're really into the archaeological side
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I never watched the earlier ones because they were all like more horror films. And
Right.
I'm not big in that genre.
I'm not
But
either.
as soon as
but-
something like this movie come out, The Mummy, is more like Indiana Jones style and
Totally,
archaeology and
yeah.
shit like that. It's like,
Right.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I love it. Every bit of it. Love it.
Which I get. I'm down with that.
There's tons of Indiana Jones nods in these movies
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. Man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it.
Good stuff.
Cool.
Don't know if you know this, but I love it. Gonna keep saying it. Sorry. Just
Well, we'll
we
find
need
out
a
if
tally.
we'll
Love
find
it.
out if you love all of them in the series or not.
Right.
Spoiler alert, I don't.
All right, well, let's just start going through the movies. Just talk a little bit about each of them and stuff. So the first Mummy movie of the what we're talking about
Of this series, the Stephen
of this
Summers.
series
Stephen
and everything,
Summers.
came out, as you said, May of 1999.
hmm
And when did you first see it?
I don't know.
You
It was,
don't
it was on video by the time I got to see
Okay.
it. So
know. Okay, same with you.
I honestly don't remember. I think I saw it in the theater,
Yeah.
but I also remember distinctly watching it at home on TV with friends. So I don't It's blurry, man. That time of my life is a little blurry. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw it in the theater, but I could be wrong.
Well, I'm sure most people that are watching or listening to this probably have seen it or know, but do you want to just give them like a little rundown of what the movie's about?
So basically, Evie, Evelyn, she's a archaeologist, librarian.
Librarian,
Yeah.
really?
Archaeologist
Like,
kind of
but
thing, where she wants to be an archaeologist and
Right.
stuff, but she doesn't have enough field work, so they won't put her out there
Right.
or take her seriously. And her brother Jonathan, whom I love Jonathan. He's kind of like an opportunistic dude.
He's a
And
goof.
he's all in it for the money.
Yeah, he sure
And
is.
he's goofy and silly. He doesn't take anything serious except for getting money.
Yep.
And he like finds the map for Hamunaptra.
Yeah.
And they take it to her main dude at the library, and he like purposely sets it on fire because turns out he's one of the protectors of Hamunaptra. And so it burns off that part of it. But they go back and they find Rick, Brendan Fraser, in case you don't know. And it turns out that Jonathan stole the map from him, and what turns out to be the key that they're gonna need. So they like go on this big journey and find Hamunaptra, and she's like, "Oh, what harm's gonna be coming from reading a book? You're fucking archaeologists. You don't know better than to read a goddamn book. Come on."
Whoa, wait. Well, you're skipping a few details here.
What am I skipping?
Well, you're saying
Besides-
about the book. One of her main reasons for wanting to go to Hamunaptra, this lost city, is because she wants. Which book is it? It's the book of.
Book of the Dead. Isn't it?
No, it's
No.
not the Book of the Dead. It's the other book. It's like the Book of Life kind of thing, because there's the two
They're-
books.
yeah, but they're
Yeah.
opposite of whatever you think they are.
Yeah.
Right.
The Book of Life brings. Okay.
So that's like her main thing, whereas people like Jonathan and Brendan Fraser's character, Rick,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they want to go because they want, there's all these stories of massive amounts of tomb treasures
Well,
and
Rick
gold.
doesn't want anything to do with it.
Right, yeah. And he's been there before.
Right. He's just their guide.
He kind of, yeah, but
And
he had,
she promised to get him out of jail and being hung, and
yeah.
so he took her.
Oh, should we? I guess it's too late. And if you don't know this, we're not holding anything back. This is plenty of spoilers, folks. So if you're like, I haven't seen these movies, then don't.
Movie's 20 years old.
Well,
Literally,
Yeah, it's
20 years
crazy.
old.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exact this week.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, yeah, it's the usual, of course. Evie and Rick start to kind of take a fancy
They
to each
googly
other.
eye at each other. I love them together.
Yeah, they have good chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
meanwhile,
Rachel Weisz, Evie.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
yeah, I
More
like
into that later.
I like her. I'm kind of drawn towards like those 17th and 18th, 19th century looking kind of British broads.
Yeah.
Like that, like
They got a good look to them.
yeah. I was always that's why I like those movies like Somewhere in Time and Casanova and all that kind of stuff, but anyway, the point is meanwhile the problem with all of this is not only are they fighting against Egyptian soldiers that have been raised for generations to prevent people from coming to Hamunaptra and discovering it and
Mhm.
everything. They're also racing against other opportunistic archaeologist guys.
Americans.
Yeah, the American guys who want to get there as well. And the biggest problem is, unbeknownst to all of them, that it is cursed as all hell by,
Imhotep.
yeah, who is, what's Imhotep?
He's the highest priest of
Yeah,
the
priest,
pharaoh.
sorceress, yeah, of
Mhm.
Seti the First.
Yeah.
And unbeknownst to the pharaoh, the secret lover of
Anck-su-namun.
anck-su-namun. A drinking game for all you folks
Father
out
of
there.
Nefertiti.
Yeah. Drinking game for all you guys. If you guys watch any of the first two Mummy movies, every time they say Imhotep or anck-su-namun, you have to take a shot. And you will literally
Die.
be
die.
dead and will need the Book of Life or the Book of the Dead to bring you back to life, because it's like every fucking 3 minutes one of those is said. I mean,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
nuts, man.
Right. don't do it, folks. Just don't even listen to them.
It's a bad suggestion. Don't do that.
It's a very bad suggestion. But I mean, yeah, seriously. So delving into this a little bit, it's a great movie, and I really enjoyed it at the time. But God, these people are stupid. And it's just like one problem. I guess you call it a plot hole, but okay. Evie's extremely smart. She knows so much about this whole thing,
The lore and all that.
all of it. She could speak ancient Hebrew and all this kind of stuff. Like, how does she not know well enough to not read from the book out loud?
Exactly.
Well, we wouldn't have a
Dumb
movie if she
broad.
didn't.
I know, but
Movie tropes.
why did she
Ugh.
have to do it? Why couldn't? Yeah, the other guy woke up and was like, "Don't read." Oh, sorry, don't read. I'm like, she know better. Why did she do it? Like, no harm came from reading a book.
Yeah, that's what she
It's the whole
says.
point of the goddamn book.
It's like, how do you not know that? You knew. I could understand if she was like, I have no idea what this book is, but she knew what the book was. That's why she
Exactly.
went there. So it's like, I'm just going to read from it. Like, oh, really?
You dumb broad.
Dizzy gal. I don't know anybody who would possibly do something like that.
I would. Just to see what would happen.
Well,
Was
that's
it-
true. But see, you would do it out of just being like, yeah, fuck it,
Yeah.
I'll do it. I
You'll
could,
do it for being a dick.
yeah, I'd do it for being a dick. But you'd do it because you'd like read and then you'd be like, oh shit, I probably shouldn't have read that.
Oh, oops.
Yeah.
Went
No,
too
I-
far. I read too far.
I
Went
would
to
not
stop.
take a crowbar to any kind of stone in the pyramid because I know too well how much acid is stored behind those stones.
Oh.
Yeah, that was grim.
So you have a limit. Not going to stick your hand in any
No.
like holes or anything. No,
I know better. I've seen enough
No.
of these movies to know that much. I would still read from the book like a dumbass, but I would
That's
not-
your line.
Yeah, that's where I draw it.
All right, good to
The
know.
line is here, no farther. But I love acid melting scenes in movies. I've said that a couple times before. I just love them. I just cannot get enough of them. They're gross at the same time. They are extremely enthralling. I don't know.
Just sucks you right in,
Yeah,
huh?
it does.
I don't know. Those kind of scenes just burn me up. Wah, wah.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
Anyway, so yeah, that movie cost them about 80 mil.
Mm-hmm.
And they made back just on like the opening weekend or something, didn't they? They made a lot of money.
43 mil on the
Yeah.
just on opening weekend. I think it grossed like 410 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Over-
Like by
Overall.
the end of the day or whatever, or in the cycle.
Right.
right. Super successful. So literally, like the next day after that it opened and it
Like
did
6
so well.
a.m..
Yeah. They got the call from the studio saying, "Make another one." Like, you've struck gold here, buddy. So they did. They made another one, and that is The Mummy Returns that came out in 2001, a day after Vito's birthday. And
And I still have my glasses on.
oh yeah, oh,
Faux
Oh.
pas.
that's okay.
Now you guys know the magic that we edited two pieces together.
Yeah, I think they'd
Ooh.
figure it out.
The jig is up.
Damn. They're on to us.
I think they'd figure out when they cut to the next scene and like things are moved around and we're not in the same position we were 2 seconds ago.
It's like the November's Doom Live DVD all over again.
Oh man. Yeah, so in this movie it's kind of more of the same, except now it's years have passed and now Rick and Evie are married and they have a son. What's his name?
Alex.
Alex, right. That pain in the ass kid.
You didn't like him, huh?
I kind of dug him in
I
this
did.
movie.
I-
I loved him and Jonathan together.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't mind him as much as I normally can't stand kids in these movies and everything, but to show that he takes after his mother, he dim-wittedly
Put the cuff on.
yeah.
Put the bracelet.
put the enchanted bracelet thing on, and then started the whole thing over again with bringing back Imhotep. And actually, the kid that played Alex, right? He was like a big fan of the movie.
Yeah, he was a huge fan. He saw it like 30, 40 times before he was
Yeah.
even cast into
Holy
it.
moly.
And he's like, the script writers and stuff, he's like, no, you can't do that. That's not following what the first one did. You have to do it this way. Or, he kind of guided them to keep them on
That's
track. That's
crazy.
pretty funny.
Fucking 8-year-old consultant or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty funny.
There's elements of the second movie that I like better than the first one in true Vito sequel man fashion. I think some of the fighting stuff is cooler in the second movie. There was a fair amount of edge of your seat stuff in that first movie, but that second one had some really good stuff, man.
Okay.
Uh-oh. No.
Uh-oh.
Well, do we already have dissenting opinions? You don't like the second one?
I have mixed feelings about the second one. I love the family dynamic between Evie and Rick. I just love their love story. I love that they couldn't keep their hands off each other even after having an 8-year-old kid, which really should have actually been 6, but whatever.
Yeah, the timeline.
The timeline didn't quite add up there. There was like a production error or something. And Alex, I just love their dynamic, how they were all a family. They all loved going to these digs and everything together. Yeah. And what I had a hard time with was the whole Nefertiti and him having the tattoo that he got in foster care and all that crap. Yeah. I don't know. That
too convenient.
Too convenient that they just happened to find each other. Those were the two that found each other, and they were the ones that had the link to the past to stop all this. And it's like, well, they didn't need that in the first one. I know he wanted to do something different. I don't know if they had to be like, she was the reincarnation of Nefertiti, or, she was the pharaoh's daughter and she fought Anck-su-namun and she saw them die. And I don't know. I love the fight scenes. I love that that was them, those two girls. They were actually doing those fight scenes. They didn't hire actors and stuff like that.
Yeah, they had to train a lot.
They trained the whole time they were on set. They trained just for those fight scenes, and they kicked ass in them. That's amazing to me. But the whole story about, I don't know. I'm iffy on that one still. I like the movie. I really like the movie. I'm iffy on that part.
I absolutely
You
love Mummy Returns.
Go figure. Did anybody
Big
doubt for a
fucking
second?
Surprise.
I love the whole Nefertiti and anck-su-namun connection to the present and the past. I thought that was awesome. I love the side swipe, like cutscenes where she waves the torch and all of a sudden they're back in ancient Egypt.
That is
I
awesome.
love those transitions.
Yeah, I like that.
Awesome. The fight scene was awesome. I love those two chicks going at it. That was great. Very cool stuff.
Yes.
I love the dynamics with the kid. I thought he was actually really funny as like a kid actor, because usually they're pretty annoying. You can't stand to watch them.
Yeah, I really liked him.
Yeah. The scenes with him and that the bodyguard that's sent to like look after him while they're on the train, where he's got to go to the bathroom. And, no, you can't look. I don't like when people look. I don't trust you. And then he leaves, and hilarious. When he's shooting that dude in the ass with the fucking slingshot at the beginning. That's classic stuff, man.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and I agree with you. I get it. I understand that as we've discussed before, a lot of movie tropes, common movie tropes, I'm like, oh, come on, But I'm just saying, I feel like the first movie had a lot of them too, and it's just that kind of story. It's meant to, because it's paying, these movies are paying tribute to that old school Alan Quartermain kind of movies from like the 30s. I feel like they're intentionally
tropey
and goofy like that. So, whatever. Like I said,
I can let it go. I really enjoy this movie. I just don't enjoy it as much as the first one.
But what's interesting is, in all of this talk about it, we haven't brought up anything about what the big introduction into this movie, which was The Rock.
Oh yeah.
You know, it was his first role in
Like
a
major
in a
film,
major
right?
Yeah,
movie
ever, yeah.
role. He got paid a lot of money.
He actually made it in the hall. What is it? The Guinness
I
World
forget.
Records.
Yeah,
Guinness
something like
World
that.
Records.
World records for
Really?
For
the
highest paid first
Really?
first role.
role.
Yeah.
For $5.5 million.
I wonder if Vince McMahon had anything to do with that, or if it's just because of his WWF.
Well, at the time,
Status, right?
dude, 2001. I mean,
He was like the biggest
Rock
star,
was
right?
like
Like a star out there.
the dude.
So
He
they were
was
willing to
huge.
take a chance on him.
Yeah.
Right. And he's great.
Oh,
I
he
mean,
is.
God, he's such a good actor,
Yes,
man.
the CG job on him at the end is absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Which you love, I'm sure.
No, I don't actually. That was pretty bad. Even when I saw it in 2001, I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Ooh, that's pretty
Yeah,
terrible." But
that-
they rushed that. Apparently,
Yeah.
they finished it like 8 days before the movie release.
Yes, they
which,
did.
Really?
Yeah, that's.
That explains a lot. I love that scene where Brendan throws the spear at him, and Emma was like, "No!" It's so funny. Oh God, I'm sorry.
But yeah, The Rock, speaking of earlier when I was talking about all the horrors of trying to work on this damn movie, these movies.
Yeah, he got really, really fucking sick.
Yeah, and he lost like 10 pounds because he got like
Food poisoning?
dysentery
Right,
type
yeah.
thing, you know. And that sucks for a guy who's like a bodybuilder and everything. That's
Yeah,
it's
his
so hard
body
to balance
and-
that.
Yeah, that's his bread and butter right there.
Yeah.
Really.
Right, exactly.
That dude's like the hardest working actor in Hollywood.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Now, I mean,
Yeah.
dude, the guy never stops working, and he's always working out like 10 hours a day or whatever. Or he's on a movie set.
And from what I understand, by all accounts, overall he's a good dude.
Yeah, I hear he's one of the nicest guys you could meet.
Yeah,
so.
he's a good dude.
He seems genuine,
charitable.
you know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
charitable.
I like The Rock.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But so this movie did pretty good. It didn't do
Not as well as the first one, but it did
As-
okay.
yeah, but what it did do well was it got people liked The Rock, people liked the Scorpion King, and then so spawned a bunch of Scorpion King movies.
Yep.
And we're not going to go into a whole thing talking about all the Scorpion King movies because there's, 5 of them?
There's freaking 5 of them. When
Yeah,
did
the
that
fifth-
even happen?
The 5th one just came out like 9 months ago, right? Something like that.
I don't want to talk about that one.
No, let's talk about
No,
it.
let's not. It's
No,
not.
I wanna-
No, there's no point.
Well, I know
it's
for
terrible.
I love the first Scorpion King movie. I
Yes,
think
me
that
too.
movie is
Yes.
absolutely great, man.
Great
I'm
movie.
down with that.
Yeah,
I can
very
get behind
good
that
shit.
one. I love The Rock in it.
I have not seen 2 through 4 though.
I have not either.
I know Randy Couture is in the 3rd one as the villain, I believe. Because at that time he was one of the biggest stars in.
I
the,
know, but it's
you know.
it's just funny. Randy Couture's bad motherfucker, but it just I don't know. There's just something funny to me.
Yeah,
about
most of
him
those MMA guys did not make it well in the mainstream movies.
I wonder why.
Steve Austin or whatever his name was.
Well, that's not MMA. That's
no. Oh,
wrestling.
MMA. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What
I'm,
was?
I'm still in wrestling. Sorry.
Yeah, but Stone Cold didn't do that well. He was in the Steven Seagal movie though. That one wasn't that bad. But who was the guy who played BA in the 18 movie like about 10 years ago?
Oh yeah.
Rampage Jackson. Was
Yeah,
that who it was?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He didn't do that well in the movies. I think that was like the
No.
only thing he did.
Yeah. Although I thought I heard he didn't do too badly. But
Really?
how do you replace Mr. T?
Yeah, I
man?
mean,
you
that's
just
kinda-
can't.
yeah.
That's, you know. But yeah, so there were others. There were the first Scorpion King movie. Is great.
Loved
Yeah,
it.
really good.
Really good movie. I was really surprised. I think that's actually a little better even in some ways than The Mummy Returns. It's hard to say. It's apples and oranges a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
But then they came out with Scorpion King 2. I got to read this because I can't remember these stupid titles. Rise of a Warrior, 2008. Scorpion King 3, Battle for Redemption in 2012. Scorpion King 4, Quest for Power, which I've seen bits of that.
Is that where he launches nuclear missiles to the sun?
Something like that, yeah. Right. Not quite. 2015. And then, most famously, the most recent one, Scorpion King 5, Book of Souls.
Which wasn't that shabby, huh, Megan?
It was all as amazingly horrendous.
Now, hang on. Now, I have not seen this movie, but you two have both seen it.
Terrible. From start to ending, terrible.
Rebuttal.
I don't know.
First 10 minutes, I was ready to turn it off. I was like, I don't know. I can't make it. I'm not going to make it. This is absolutely terrible. The acting was terrible. It was terrible, Vito. How do you even? I can't even talk.
The other night, Megan was given like a play-by-play on our private Facebook page. Go, oh my God, this movie! It's 10 minutes in. I can't even make it through this. This is garbage. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And I'm thinking,
and
oh
Vito
man.
responds like, oh, I gotta see this.
Yeah, I gotta see this right now. So I ended up watching. I was like, actually, this first 30 minutes is really good. I wonder if we're actually watching the same movie. Is this Book of Shadows? Oh no, that's Blair Witch 2. Oh, all right, let me put on Book of Souls. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this movie's actually still pretty good. So I don't know what Megan's talking about.
Oh my God, dude.
The scene with the kid, and he's like looking at this dude as the blacksmith, and he makes the scorpion metal piece. I was like, oh, that's
that
awesome.
That was sweet.
And then he gets into the village, and he gets attacked. He's got the arrows in him, and the kid watches him, and then the dude grabs the kid, and you're like, no, don't kill the kid.
Stupid kid shouldn't have even been over there in the first place. He should have stayed with his parents where he was safe.
This guy seemed like more of a father figure than his own parents, so I'm not sure what was going on.
You saw them for like 2 minutes. How can you even say that?
Because this dude had more of a relationship with the kid than his own parents did.
That's because he was a big, burly dude that he could look up to, that had a craft that he enjoyed.
That's what I liked about it. It was a good drama piece. It set up the rest of the movie. Now, granted,
it didn't even go back to that.
I know. Now, granted.
What are you talking about?
Now, granted, when they went, it got a little goofy. I'll admit. There was this Gollum thing that Megan was like, there's a little bit, a little bit. Yeah, the Gollum thing, but he grew on us, right?
He grew on me. I did enjoy him. At first, I was like, oh, really? Ouch, that hurts. Not fair. Like, what?
There was a little bit of a unbalance between the comedy and the drama, I will admit.
He was like the only one that didn't actually take himself too seriously.
Yeah, that's true.
I loved when I did love when they're at the beach and he goes, "Rah!" and he like beats everybody to the pulp. That was pretty amazing. Oh my God, he fought the fire to come to be with her. He had to protect that. I did enjoy that.
Yeah.
But when he like, Scorpion King stabbed that guy, he's like, well done. I was like, who says well done when you're getting stabbed? Come on.
A man
Vito.
who respects the person that killed him because he was a true warrior.
No.
See, if you had ever seen Challenge of the Ninja,
Megan, you would understand.
Because you would know when Bruce Barron defeats that other
jewel thief,
that honky ass ninja with his ninja outfit he bought at fucking Dick's Sport that he got at Gander Mountain. Because he's supposed to be stealth, but meanwhile he's wearing a headband that says ninja on it.
Well, I wonder who it could be.
It's like, how queer. And he's wearing a ninja outfit that's camouflage. Camouflage print.
In the middle of a city where there's not even any shrubs or anything.
Yeah.
You're in a parking lot fighting. Why are you wearing a camouflage suit, bro?
But see, that's different because clearly it's supposed to be goofy and over
No,
the top.
No.
Oh, come on. It has to be the way you're describing it.
No. It's dead nuts serious, man.
Megan.
It's serious
Megan,
business.
you, one of these days, we will introduce you to the wonderful world of Bruce Barron's ninja movies because people out there, they are a true gem upon this measly earth. I can't even begin. Just wait. Just wait until you watch that. But yeah, when he slices the jewel thief up, the Kmart ninja and everything, and he stabs him, and the guy looks at him and he goes, "Oh, you're a damn good ninja," and then he dies. So was it kind of like that?
Yes, that's exactly what it fucking was.
Oh, man.
So bad.
Well, anyway, I guess we don't need to wax on too much longer about that. But then they came out with... so then there was like a long lull, wasn't there? Because when did the third?
2008?
Yeah, when did the third Mummy come out?
Yeah, Mummy 3 was 2008 or 2009. So it came out right around the Scorpion King 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2008.
Right?
Right. Okay, so yeah, and this one was called Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
So maybe you guys are both in agreement on this one.
Yeah,
huh?
I didn't like this one.
No, this is terrible.
Yeah, I felt like I wasted like 2 hours of my life.
Wow.
Everything about this movie is terrible.
Wow.
Brendan Fraser in it is terrible.
Wow.
The storyline's
The
pretty
story,
dumb.
the family dynamic's
Yeah.
terrible. The
Yeah.
kids,
They
Alex, he's
ruined-
grew up. He's terrible.
He doesn't have an
now.
English fucking accent.
Yeah, he lost.
He
his
doesn't have an
accent.
English fucking accent.
I heard about that in the backroom chat too.
Rachel Wise does not reprise her role.
Yeah, that's the biggest. That's the one that I remember.
That should have been their freaking cue right there. She's like, no, the script is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Then you shouldn't fucking do it. Why are you guys making it? It's a waste of fucking time. Why don't you
Money.
wait until you have a good script?
Because then that's loss of money. It's stupid.
It's lost a whole franchise now because
Yeah.
you fucked it up, didn't you? Because there was
Yeah.
supposed to be a fourth movie. And after this, they said, yep,
Yeah,
you know
fuck
what? We're
that.
just going to reboot it. Screw
Yeah, the
y'all, y'all.
fourth movie sounded interesting too because it was supposed to take place in like with Aztecs. and
Yes,
stuff.
I read this. Like, oh, I would have been down for that.
And Antonio Banderas was supposed
Yeah.
to be in it.
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
that could have been kind of interesting.
It could have been, but
better than this piece of shit.
this is total horseshit.
CG was the worst of the whole
Those
series.
fucking Yetis.
It's funny. I kind of dug the
That's
Yeti.
funny.
I kind of dug the Yeti plot line. Like that could have been cool.
They
Bah.
fucking launched that guy and goes, go! Like, seriously?
Well, when he booted that dude in the ass, that was really funny. And he went through the pillars. That was good. But the CG at the intro when the sorcerer broad, the Li Meng or whatever her name is, and they turn it like this chocolate syrup like effect.
Right.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Absolutely awful. I couldn't even stomach it. If that tells you anything.
That
And
tells
you
us
would-
a lot.
And you would, yeah, I mean, think about that, folks. When Vito says like a sequel like that is just flat out terrible, it's like, folks, that's bad. That's like a just walk away.
There's a couple scenes where I did laugh out loud, though, I will admit. When Jonathan, he's on fire, he said, "My ass is on fire, smack my ass." I thought that was pretty funny. That was pretty, I'll give you that one, guys. It was pretty
Again,
good.
Jonathan to the rescue.
Yeah. And
Um,
when they're in the plane and they're like, "What's that smell?" And he goes, "Oh, the yak yak." That was pretty good. It's pretty good.
no. And you know, I mean, and on top of it, you had Jet Li in this movie, so
Yeah.
you'd think that there was promise.
But he was barely in it.
I was going to say there would have been promise had he had more time to actually be in the movie and they
Right.
didn't have to badly CGI him either terracotta or mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was a good acid death scene in this one, too.
Oh,
I will
here we
point
go.
that up, yeah.
Yeah.
So far I got, 3 redeeming qualities?
That one guy's head got chopped off by. That was pretty cool.
Was that the power saw blade?
I can't remember. Because he's like, no, take me. And the dragon's like,
Yeah, that's right.
Get off
yeah,
me.
Yeah. But there was a power, like a Makita saw blade coming out of nowhere
Mm-hmm.
for some reason. That didn't make sense to me. Like they didn't have power saws in ancient China. Pretty sure anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
pretty sure they didn't.
And I guess drawing and quartering that guy, the general, that was pretty cool too, I guess.
Yeah. There's about a half dozen things that are good about those things. But other than that, it's,
The deaths are pretty cool.
yeah.
I'm good with
There's
the
some good
deaths.
deaths. The street scene, like the chase scene with the horse
Where they're on the-
carriage, that was okay. Wasn't as good as the bus scene in Memory Returns, though. I like the bus scene.
Or when they're all in the car.
That car
Scene
scene
too.
in
Yeah,
Mummy, in
that's true.
Mummy Returns.
Yeah.
I love that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Unfortunately, yeah, that's the problem with this series is it started out so strong, and then just kind of gradually like made its way teetered on down the hill. You know, just yeah.
Yeah, and like the love story between Alex and the girl. Like, I just couldn't
That's
get
so
behind
dumb.
that one
Yeah,
either.
that was dumb.
Ugh.
You could say maybe she was turned on by his English accent, but
Nope.
You ain't got one.
Can't be that.
and then on top of it, yeah, like we said earlier,
He was
just
kind of a dickhole too.
Yeah.
and then replacing Evie with a whole new Evie, which they even kind of reference,
Yeah, they did.
but like that's not.
She was a bitch, Evie, though.
I was just
They're
gonna
like,
say,
oh, we made her tougher. She can handle herself. And it's like, no, she's just a bitch.
and that's not who Evie is anyway.
No.
She's supposed to be a little bit bumbly
Damselly
and
in distress
damsel
a
in
little
distress
bit,
a
you
little
know?
bit,
Yeah.
but still manages to
She's
kick
got the
some
smarts
ass.
for it, but
Yeah,
not the
exactly.
physicality
She's
usually.
more brains-ish, and he was brawn, and it was a good combo.
Yeah, my favorite scene with the new Evie and Rick was after he was stabbed and they brought him back and they were in the bed. But again, it was more of a loving and stuff. I don't know. And then it was quickly shot to hell when the son walked in. She's like, "Fix this."
No,
she walks
and
away.
another thing,
like, "Ugh."
nobody dies in these movies because they're going to bring him back somehow.
Yeah.
Fucking Rick's not going to die. They're
Well,
going to bring him
all
back
the
with.
American dudes died in the first one.
That's true,
Yeah.
but all the main characters, aren't going to die.
Benji or whatever his name died.
Benji was great. I loved
love
him. He's
Benji.
really funny.
And the guy that was that hung Rick.
Yeah,
I liked him too. He died.
that's true.
But those were all characters you kind of knew were going to get it. Even like the American archaeologist guys. Like, you were like, oh boy, here's the red shirts.
yeah,
Yeah.
They're somebody's got to go.
Mm.
But
Oh, it was the second one, all those little mini guys,
midgets.
the midgets.
Oh.
And those are pretty fun.
the little people.
sorry. When Jonathan's reading that thing and he sees those stones, he goes, "Don't worry, they won't cross the stones." He goes, "Are you sure?" "Yeah, I'm sure." And the guy comes and rips his face off. He goes,
Like, "Oh,
"I'm sorry."
sorry." He took off running. sorry.
That was awesome.
Forgot about those guys.
So anyway, I mean, I don't know. I think at this point, there's not too much more to say about the movies in terms of summarizing them and stuff. But I got a few questions I want to put to you guys, mainly to you guys, because you guys are the much bigger fans of this whole franchise than me, although I do like it. But who would you say was like your favorite character? Like, not counting like the bad guys and stuff. Like, who is your favorite character or characters if you can't choose one?
I personally have to go with Jonathan because I loved him in all three movies. He was
Okay.
my consistent one character I always enjoyed. I can always rely on him.
Yeah, you do like the goofy characters.
Yeah, I do. I like him goofy.
It could have been Rick if he wasn't so sucky in the third one. Then.
Yeah, exactly. Or if they had the right Evie in the third one.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Vito, what about you?
Not counting villains, it'd have to be Evie.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because she's like a super smart, cool chick who is down to earth and she's gorgeous, and I love watching her in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. Obviously.
Okay.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, but Rick is cool. He's a little bit too Brendan Fraser-y for me, But Jonathan is a close second, though. He's
Okay.
great
Yeah, I
in-
love him.
yeah.
I love Evie for all the pretty much the same reasons you stated. But I'm gonna go with what was his name, Ardeth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
The-
he's a badass motherfucker,
badass,
dude.
yeah.
He was the dude that
the
when
Magi.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. When I saw the first movie, I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this at first because it was real goofy,
Mhm.
And they introduced him, early in the movie very briefly, but then when he came back into it, and he added that more serious kind of
he kept it grounded.
dark,
Right.
Mhm.
mysterious, serious. Like he didn't, none of this shit wasn't a fucking joke to him. You know what I mean? Like it was, and he was a badass warrior and everything. And for that, I see, because like I would have probably, even though I'm not a horror guy, I probably would have preferred a little bit more of that darker, serious kind of, slightly more horror-ish kind of side to things. I think I would have enjoyed it even more at times. I liked the humor in these movies, though. Don't get me wrong. I think it's funny. There's parts that I laugh out loud at. So, but yeah, so for me, and he's got his moments where he lightens up a little bit and stuff, But so for me, I'd have to say that's my favorite character.
Yeah, I think I liked him more in the second one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
With his little falcon that he's got.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah, that
Little
was. Yeah, I
falcon.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I liked when he showed up at their house in the very beginning and he's helping her fight off There's another reason. Like, all of a sudden, she's a big fighter.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Okay, whatever.
What, in the second one?
The second one. She's
Well,
like
maybe she
instantly
thought she had to
I mean,
protect-
I know like he taught her some stuff.
Right.
She's like, that I learned from your father. This I don't know how I learned. And I was like, how does she like all of a sudden? I guess she just started having visions or something. But
Well,
whatever.
I took it because she was having the visions. It was like she doesn't know where these things. They were bred into her because
Like a
of
Manchurian
this-
candidate or something. But she's
Almost,
got
yeah.
Nefertiti's skills.
She's got the skills, but so they explain that away.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, and plus, yeah, after everything you had been through in that first movie, yeah, you better believe Rick's gonna be like, all right, look, I know your bumbly ass is gonna probably get us into more trouble, and I probably will too, because I just seem to attract trouble. Now we got a bumbly ass kid that's gonna probably get us into trouble.
Who's
And
gonna blame us for starting trouble in the third one? And he's the one that fucking did it.
Yeah.
In the second one.
That's true. Yeah, he tried to pass the buck.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Punk ass kid.
Little punk, yeah, little punk bitch. But anyway, so I can buy that, you know, over whatever 8 years, although it should only be 6. That Rick would have been like, all right, I'm going to teach you.
Yeah,
some
but he's
stuff.
like more knock down, drag out America and kick my ass kind of thing, not like gymnastics and
But that
martial
came
arts.
from the Nefertiti connection and stuff, right? That came from that. I get it. Makes
Yeah.
sense to me. Come on, Megan. See, right? I'm getting in with the sequel man mentality of this. You just gotta let it happen. Just let it happen.
Okay.
All right. Well, then, who do you guys think was the best villain?
Imhotep.
Prince Imhotep.
Yeah.
I mean, his powers, his whole story of how he became, you know, how he was cursed, how he was trapped inside the sarcophagus with the scarab beetles. They would constantly eat him. Then he had to eat
that's
them
grim.
to stay alive, and then they would
Right.
revive. And yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Plus, you had the love story he's building on too, and he's just got it all.
And it's kind of an unfair question, I guess, because
He's one sexy mummy too.
ew, really?
Yeah.
He is Dark Man. I can see why.
Yeah, when he's all regenerated and stuff.
Dark
That's
Man
one
2.
good looking mummy.
Dark Man 2 and 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had to shave him twice a day to keep
I
that
know.
sexy, glistening body look.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I can't comment on any of that. But I mean, the thing is it's just like Scorpion King is great, but I don't think of Scorpion King as like a villain. You know what I mean?
Especially not in the Scorpion King movie.
Right,
you
and
know?
then they turn it around.
Right.
Right.
Which he's much better as the character that you root for and kind of the good guy.
Exactly. Exactly. And then Jet Li was just, you know, they
Worthless.
Yeah, they
half-baked.
did that. Yeah, exactly.
just
The
half-baked.
half-assed
Could have been great,
done. Yeah.
but half-baked.
See, my theory is they had a movie about an ancient Chinese conqueror that was going to come back to life, and they said, you know what, this would make an interesting mummy movie. Let's take that script and
Combine 'em.
force feed this in, like they did with that X-Files movie.
Could be. That makes sense.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
that's how I take it.
Yeah, I mean, just from that, like an ancient Chinese mummy and his terracotta, because it's a real deal.
Yeah,
His terracotta army and stuff like that. That's a cool idea, and they freaking
Yeah.
fucked it up.
An ancient
so
Chinese
depressing.
mummy. An ancient Chinese secret, huh? You guys know that? What that's
No.
from? Really?
Big Trouble in Little China.
No. Showing my age again. I know there's people out there who'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know what that is." There was an old, was it for like All or Cheer or one of those detergents?
Detergents?
You never heard about that? I mean, it's probably before your times, I guess. But that old famous commercial.
No.
Oh wow. Okay. There was a commercial. Okay, real quick, I gotta explain. So there was a commercial. It was really famous. They played it for seemed like forever back in the late '70s and stuff. Where, guys got ring around the collar. You remember the whole thing about ring around the collar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, at least one of me's got the ring around the collar
No.
thing. Oh wow. See, folks, this is where the age thing really becomes a problem because I know there's people out there that are closer to my and they're like, yeah, ring around the collar. Everybody remembers that whole catchphrase thing. You've got ring around the collar, and when you get like a stain around the collar,
sweat and-
sweat stain, like,
Yeah.
and that was the whole thing was like all temperature or whatever it was that detergent, and the one woman comes in and says something about like goes into like it's kind of I guess racist-ish now, but goes into the Chinese laundry, right? And it's like, I don't know how you always manage to get these ring around the collar out so well and get my shirts so clean. And the guy says, oh, it's ancient Chinese secret, blah blah blah. And then like one of the other, like his wife or whatever, walks in and is like, oh, we're all out of all temperature. And the woman goes, ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Wow. I got to look up this YouTube video when we're down here.
Yeah. Just look it up. Just go and look up ancient Chinese secret commercial. I'm telling you, but whatever. I shouldn't have had to fucking explain all that. Well, I had another question, but this is a stupid
Forget it now.
question. Who was the better Evie?
Oh, Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we already answered
Without
that.
a doubt.
I don't think anybody in the entire world would select Maria Bello or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the family dynamic in these movies? Like how they grew that? Like, because I feel like great start, roots in the first movie. I really enjoyed where they went with the second movie, and then it all sort of fell apart by the third movie.
I like the idea that Alex would move away because of something and he wouldn't have contact with his parents again, but that should have happened towards the end of the third movie. Like there should have been something where Evie died because Rick couldn't save her or something like that, and Alex was like, why did you let that happen?
Yeah, to cause the rift. Not because Rick was a bad parent.
Right.
That I did not like.
Yeah.
Because that's not how they portrayed him in the second movie. He was a participatory father. He was there and affectionate and everything.
Right.
After going through all of that to save his son, why would he didn't be a dick? I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
But I loved the first two family dynamics. The second one fell apart. And I get, he's growing up. He wants to kind of spread his wings and become himself, got out from under his father and mother's shadows and everything like that. But I agree. There should have been a different way. And I don't like that they made Rick the bad guy. And it's like, Evie's like, fix this. You need to fix this and stuff. I was like, okay.
What should have happened in the third movie, they go on another adventure. Evie dies because of something. Alex blames his father. But then in the meantime, between movie 3 and 4, Rick remarries some other chick. And Alex can't forgive him for that. And that's why they're separated. And something should happen where they reunite at the end of the fourth one.
See, everybody?
Write it
Boom.
and film it.
Done.
This is why Vito
Mic drop right
Marchese,
there.
Vito Marchese should be coming up with your sequels, because who better to do it than Sequel Man himself?
This is true.
And
We got a
then,
winner.
then you wouldn't have these horrible bombs. You would just have different horrible bombs. All right, well, let's wrap it up then. So here's the big question. So if you guys, I know we normally do 5, but that's a stretch with this. Let's go 3. So 3 being, the least best to number 1. Pick and rank your 3 movies, and from any of them, it could be the Mummies, the Scorpion Kings, all that.
So 3 is the worst?
Well, not worst,
What's
but like
happening?
pick your 3 favorites.
Oh, 3 favorites?
But number 1 obviously would be the most favorite. I could do mine if you want me.
Yeah, do yours
I'm
first.
still thinking
Okay.
that's hard.
Oh, no.
You all ready for this?
No.
All right.
Dun, 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 dun.
So I'm gonna go 1 to 3. I'm gonna go from
Okay.
favorite to least favorite. My number 1 is The Mummy Returns. The second one.
Mm,
My number 2 is the first Scorpion King movie,
okay.
and my number 3 is The Mummy.
Wow.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I pulled a little bit of a veto on that one, huh?
You did. I did not see that one coming.
After watching them again recently, I would have originally put Mummy, the first Mummy, like way higher at like 1 or 2. But after watching them again recently, I went, you know what? I still enjoy that first Mummy movie, but it doesn't resonate with me as much as it did 20 years ago. I found myself enjoying the second one more overall
Interesting.
as a movie. And yeah, I mean, The Rock and the story and everything, and how they changed, they turned the Scorpion King into more of a hero character and everything in that movie. It's just a great movie, great action movie. sorry, Mummy, you go the 1999 Mummy. That just still great, but it's just the least great. So either you guys, you think you can rank?
It's probably going to be The Mummy Returns, The Mummy, and then The Scorpion King.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 2, 1, 3.
Well, I mean,
Well, yeah,
order.
yeah,
I mean, in
yeah.
order.
Top,
Your number one, your top is Mummy Returns,
Yeah.
then The Mummy,
And
then
then Scorpion
Scorpion's
King.
least favorite.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah.
I'm going to flip it a little. I'm going to do the original Mummy.
You mean the 99 Mummy
99 Mummy.
is your favorite?
My favorite. The Mummy Returns and Scorpion.
5, the book. Well, yeah.
Not,
I
no.
get- All right, show's
Good.
over, guys.
No.
You heard our top 3. See you guys later.
No. No. Don't.
But Megan in Scorpion.
Scorpion
Oh, so
King,
not number 5.
one.
1. Okay.
One.
I don't know because
didn't
what
know.
about? I
With
thought
the
you.
rock.
Wait.
What?
Wait, I thought you loved that scene in Scorpion King 5 when that guy jumps 2 feet off the ground.
That was so terrible. Tell me you did not see that.
I don't know if I did see that part or not. Or if I did it.
When they like Matrix it, like it's this big
he's
move.
Like, "Oh."
Really?
And he's
But he
like,
only
jumped
jumps like this
feet
high
off
off the ground.
and he like went this far. I was like, oh my fucking god, are you? I'm done. I'm so. Vito's gonna love this.
And I
That's
did.
it.
Well, love is a strong word. I didn't love it, but I liked it enough
You
to keep watching it. I don't know. It wasn't that bad.
Well, anyway, so yeah, that was fun talking about these movies, and if people are bummed that we didn't go more in depth with like those other Scorpion King movies and stuff like that,
Maybe in the future.
Yeah, we might talk about that in the future because there's a lot to talk about. I haven't seen especially you tell me like the third one. You think you had like Randy Couture?
Yeah, I think he's in the third one.
I'm like, oh,
I haven't
shit.
seen 2 through 4, so I'm not sure.
We might
what the
need to
quality
watch.
is, but
Yeah, we might need to watch those, man, because that sounds like a schlock fest,
Yeah,
and
that'll be interesting.
that might be fun to go.
We'll
back
have
and-
fun with that.
Yeah, that could be another Patreon video, maybe.
Yeah.
There you go.
We talk about Scorpion King movies. Oi, yeah. So, anyway, yeah, cool. This was fun, and we will be back. Not with a video. Well, it'll be a video too, but we will be back with what we call our audio cast, where we are going to not talk about mummy movies, but talk about actual
Less mummies.
actual ancient Egypt, talk about all this kind of stuff. And there's a lot to talk about there.
Yeah, and here, what was it we saw in here? The eating the ass.
Oh my God, yeah. There was something about ritualistic eating of the ass. And people at home that know me are rolling their eyes going, oh, Larry, here you go getting vulgar again. I swear to you,
it's in the book.
this book. It says ritualistic eating of the ass. Now, I think they mean a donkey,
Probably.
but still.
Yeah, repulsing the eater of the ass
That's
is what it
what it
said.
is.
That's why I took a picture because I knew I couldn't find it.
Repulsing the eater of the ass. Ladies and gentlemen, has there ever been a more tailor-made, like, gore grind death
Oh, here it
metal
is.
song?
Here it is. See?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Everybody
Yep.
can see it.
Yep.
Repulsing the eater of the ass. Swear to God, that's what it says.
And it says in the Book of the Dead, you never go ass to mouse.
They even knew it in ancient times, guys. Yeah.
They could have told you, back in old BC times, you never go ass to mouth. Even if they meant donkey, you never go ass to mouth. Yeah. Whole different kind of donkey show there.
Oh, gosh.
All right, on that
All
note,
right,
before
we're
I'm
done.
gonna wrap it up. Yeah, you're done.
I'm
You're
cutting
done.
you off. We're done.
You're done. All right, we are out of here. But yeah, check back soon. We're going to have our whole Egyptology discussion where we're gonna talk about legit stuff and old stories and rumors and conspiracies and stuff. Attached to. Here you go, the Stargate conspiracy, all that kind of stuff we're going to get into. Vito's going to be all about it.
And if you like what you heard and saw today, make sure you subscribe so you get all of our lovely videos.
And comment and share with your friends. Check out our Patreon page because we're going to start putting up some Patreon exclusive content soon. So if you like this stuff, it doesn't cost very much. It's very, very cheap. And you get even more stuff if you want more stuff. So,
And if you're looking for free ways to help us out, then leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or whatever podcast app you listen to, because that
man.
does help, guys. A lot.
Absolutely.
big time. That's worth its weight in gold.
Yep.
Like gold treasure
And
from
the thumbs up and stuff on YouTube. All that
Yep.
stuff helps. We love it all.
yeah. So, on that note, we will say farewell,
Au revoir.
au revoir, and I don't know.
Adios.
See you later, mummy. Bye, mummy.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for checking out the podcast.
Let us know what you think in the comments, as well as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Please click on the links in the description to follow us, and make sure you hit that subscribe button below.
And if you want to help us out, please check out our Patreon page as well.
We'll be back with more soon.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Holy shit, did we do it?
Yeah, we did it.